Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm the young one.
You know what? You always say that, John. Are you really? Okay, well, that's fine. I'm Corey, and I'm the emotionally stable one.
Okay, I cried one time on the treadmill at the gym. One time. Calm down.
We're business coaches and experts in mindset support and strategy building, with our goal being to help your businesses scale, grow, and pivot.
When things aren't working, we don't believe in throwing it all away. Sometimes all you need is a reboot, and that's why we're here to help. I'm gonna be honest, that will never not be funny. I don't know why. It makes me laugh every time. Hello, welcome to the Business Reboot. Welcome to Reboot Camp, Part 3. We're talking about top branding and messaging mistakes that businesses are making because they are making them, and we are here to help you fix it. Let's just talk about 2025 as a whole. Marketing trends, they are moving fast, but the fundamentals haven't changed. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You can tell when people don't know the fundamentals because they will chase that trend like it is a donut on a stick in front of their face, and they are running after it real hard. But here's the deal: is our audience, they still want connection, they still want clarity, they still want consistency out of you. So in this episode, we're going to break down the biggest branding and messaging mistakes that we're seeing, and we're going to give you some framework on how to clean it up without feeling like you want to burn everything down, because that's what we do.
And I would say sometimes that's how it feels.
Sometimes we do.
So let's look at the messaging and branding landscape that we are seeing in 2025. First of all, hello! The dawning age of AI-generated content is flooding the freaking market. But I'm going to tell you right now, it is easy to spot.
Oh, it is. Go throw a wave emoji or a like bomb emoji on an Instagram post, and I'm like, ma'am, you could have took those out. You could have took them out.
Light bulb. I mean, you should have deleted that, because that is not like, you have to humanize this stuff. So we're gonna get into all of this, but AI generated content. We're not saying that you shouldn't use AI. We use AI.
Please
for
do.
A lot of
it's
things.
Amazing.
Right. It's great. It's a tool. It is not your brand voice and messaging. So if you are relying on AI to give it to you, you're not doing it correctly. That's something that you need to fix. So consumers are also more emotionally intelligent than ever before. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, we have raised some very emotionally intelligent children, and it might come back to bite us, but I'm just saying that it is part
You're not wrong.
It is part of the buying landscape, and you better get with it, because they are very emotionally intelligent and they have opinions on lots of things. So again, don't forget, we've talked about this in past episodes. You have multi-generational buyers out in the marketplace. You've got to be aware of how and why they all buy and the messaging that speaks to them. So the emotional intelligence is very, very key, because they want to connect with real brands, not polished perfection. And we are watching this happen in so many different businesses. Also, if you want to know, what brands are winning out there, they are the ones that are storytelling with heart. They are using amazing brand visuals and words that feel like a handshake and not a billboard. Let me say that one more time, because that is so key. You want your words to feel like a handshake and not a billboard. Like, buy now. But like, you don't want a billboard that's like flashing neon signs, or like somebody's out there spinning the like
sign,
pull in here to the car wash. Like, you want it to feel like a handshake, and then eventually maybe like, a warm hug, and like you can't go in for the kiss.
Like, I know. Don't pull your sheets back and expect them to hop in bed with you. That's what I'm saying.
No, that is not how it works. Your messaging and your branding begin to open up a relationship. But remember that we have very emotionally intelligent buyers, and they can call bull from a mile away.
Okay, just as a side note, when Riley was 2, our son, who's now 16, he wouldn't tell us what he wanted to be or maybe he was 4. He wouldn't tell us what he wanted to be for Halloween. So it was right when everybody was selling gold. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently everyone around me had ample amounts of gold. So there were We Buy Gold sign flippers like on every corner. And I straight up made him a We Buy Gold sign, and he was a sign flipper for Halloween. It's still literally my favorite. If you want to see that picture, message us. I will text it to you. It is the funniest thing. I love it so much.
Right.
Okay, so branding mistake, messaging mistake that people are making. It is the big one that we see that is so easy to spot is an inconsistent brand voice across all your platforms. When we say platforms, I know we've said this before, but we mean you need to have your business elsewhere than just Instagram. It can't just live on LinkedIn. It can't live on Twitter, or TikTok, or any of the other places. The Facebook, as it used to be called.
The face page.
The face page.
Kevin calls it the face page.
That's right. Your actual website, your email marketing, like all the platforms. It's not. It's got to be consistent. So if your Instagram or your social media presence is really funny, but your website sounds like a legal contract and you sound like a stick in the mud, that disconnect is absolutely costing you conversations. So we're just going to say something to you that is mean, but welcome to camp. There are mean girls. I'm just kidding. We're not them.
Stop. We're not mean girls.
We're not them. We're not them. But you do have to fix your face. Fix your face. Fix it. And it's like fix your tone. Make sure that everything is going to line up with how you want your audience to feel when they interact with you. I promise you, and I know because it doesn't sound very masculine to talk about your feelings when it comes to purchases and people buying, but people buy emotionally. And what's funny is one of the most offensive stats that I ever heard was that 90% of women want to be told what to do when it comes to purchasing. But it's because they make decisions for literally everything. And so they don't want to have to keep making decisions. Like, just tell them what to do. But in that, like, fix your face, fix your tone, fix everything so that it sounds like you across all platforms.
Well, okay, so the second thing is trying to speak to everyone. Mm-hmm. We all know that like broad language doesn't attract more people. It actually can repel the right ones. And so you have to be really, really careful about how you speak. This goes back to brand voice and making sure that your messaging is speaking to what you do, the problems that you specifically solve with your product.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's part of our fruit of the labor underwear line. Our products.
Our new product line. It's so great. Mm-hmm. We actually could, because I have lived long enough to know what bras are really good and what bras are really not.
Most of them are trash. So, anyway, continue.
They are.
Go ahead.
But I did find one. Okay, anyway, back to the story.
Brought to you by Soma. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I know.
It's my favorite.
I know that. I know. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, so the fix for this, which is what we just did, was get specific. Stop saying we serve everyone. And start defining your audience like you know them personally. And this is where, if you're like, but I don't know, I could serve everyone. Yes, you could, but you don't.
But you can't, because if they were all in your living room, you would day drink. You cannot serve everybody.
No, so a lot of times what we will do is go, okay, but who, if you had to rank the top, let's say that you, when we talk to people, they're like, but I serve everyone, I do everything. Okay, well, what are the top 5 types of buyers or people that you work with? The top 5. Okay, so then the top 3. Let's narrow it down even more. The top 3. Who are they? Where are they coming from? Are they coming from corporate? Let's just say somebody who's a consultant. Are they coming from your corporate world? Are they coming from like people you know in the community? Are they coming from an online community? Are they coming from somewhere that you, like Melissa and I both spoke from Stages years ago? Are those kind of contacts? Like, what are the kinds of businesses or the kinds of consumers that you want to work with? We'll speak more to those people. Again, we said show more of what you want to sell. We'll also talk to more of the people that you want to work with.
Right. And this is, listen, I'm going to go on a little bitty tangent, a baby tangent, if you will, about this for just a second, because there is an epidemic of a lack of decision making that will happen when it comes to how we show up and serve in businesses. And what's really funny is I remember, probably a decade and a half ago, probably that long ago. I used to, and I don't know why, I don't know how it happened, but it was like if you were registered on Google and you had your street address where you had your business, sometimes you would just get resumes in the mail. Okay. And I did. And I got a package. It was not a PR package, but it was as thick as one. And there was a lady's resume to be, I guess she wanted to work with my photography company. And she had this list. I mean, it was like cardstock. That's how thick this paper was. That was printed out, and it had all of her qualifications on it. And it was not like here's my experience, here's my years of thing. It was not like a typical resume. It was just a straight up list, just a list. And she had decision-making skills on that list 3 times. And I was like, you couldn't have decided that one time was enough to tell me that. It was fun. But I am totally down for the faceted, multi-talented, multi-creative entrepreneur. I think that pigeonholing yourself into one single thing can be really difficult, especially when you love doing multiple things. However, there is so much confusion when you can't get at least a little specific. And when if you can't tell, we always tell our clients this, if you can't tell me what you want, tell me what you don't want. Like maybe you reverse engineer that. And so do the same thing with your messaging. Like, what do you not need to say? What do you don't want to be for? You do want to be for everybody. You don't want to be for, like, make a decision is what I'm saying. Okay. Sorry.
Right.
Soapbox over. go back. I'm going to go back to the craft tent. I'm going to stop and get me a snack at the canteen. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay. So next, think about like the overuse of AI without human editing. Okay. We've mentioned it before where it's like, God love the sweet little wave and the brain and the electric light bulb emojis that AI will stick on all your stuff. It is difficult. But if you use AI the way it's intended, well, look, I'm going to be honest. I can say intended. The AI does some weird-ish, so maybe I don't know what the actual intention was. But if you use it for good stuff, okay, it can help you brainstorm. It can help you outline. It can help you draft. It can help you, organize. Like that's
like a framework.
huge. It's a
It'll
framework.
help you with a freaking grocery list.
Yeah.
A packing list for Hawaii. Thank you very much.
It'll help you analyze. I will say that I typed in something and I was asking a question about something that I was writing, and then I was just journaling some stuff and I asked a question about it, just like a reference point for something, and ChatGPT was like, "Would you like me to pray with you?" I literally was like, I mean, go ahead, chat, do you? But it was very funny because I'm like, people are gonna think you're crazy. You're a computer, but this is where our world is. But you have to layer in your voice.
Wait. I did get a text from you.
You did.
That did say ChatGPT just prayed over me.
I was like, what is happening?
This is 2025.
I don't understand.
What is this? It was so good though.
It was so funny because I was like, oh, it's learned my voice because it was like, girl, dear God, Lord, let her, and it spoke just like me, and I LOL'd. But really, like, you have to, if you're going to utilize AI in a really dynamic, amazing, good way. If you don't know how to use it in a dynamic, amazing, good way, message us because we got you. If you use it in the right way, it's going to just escalate everything you're doing and amplify and be amazing. But you have to be able to humanize it. This is the one thing. AI is never going to replace a human. You have to be able to layer in your voice, your quirks, your humor, your brand personality. Your audience can tell when it's you versus a bot. And I'm not even kidding. But when we get emails from people and it is AI generated, it makes me LOL, OL.
You know what? That goes back to the freaking emotional intelligence that we were talking about in our last episode. Or maybe this episode. I don't really know.
What day is it?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I don't know.
When you're at camp all summer, you just start the days start blending.
You lose time. You lose track of time. But it is one of those things that we know how to use it very well. We actually help clients kind of train it and to use it, and we also have it help us with other things. But anyway, long story short is that you use it as a framework. You can train it. You can get it very close to your brand voice, but you still can't just copy and paste. It is one of those things that you have to do a human edit on it, or it will be you will overuse it and it will not come out very clearly, or it will sound like everybody else. And that's the whole point, is to not sound like everybody else. Mm-hmm. So we're going to move on. Brand aesthetic doesn't match your offer. Like, again, we talked about this before. If you're offering luxury services, but your visuals look very DIY, or vice versa, like you can't have DIY visuals if you are offering a white glove service, top shelf, like super elevated brand, but yet you're trying to DIY it and budget some of this stuff that is forward facing to potential clients. And really, its role is to convert. Its role is to make a connection, to bring people in, and to convert that to sales for your business so that you can then serve or sell. And that's key right there. So the way that you can fix this is that your fonts and your colors and your photos and the whole layout and the flow, especially on your website, should match the value of what you're selling. Okay? So hear me when I say this also. Design isn't decoration.
Well,
it is very strategy driven when you create it, and it is there to help build trust. And so it's not just slapping something up on a website and having a landing page and being like, call it good. Like, I'm done. I did it. Here it is. It lives there. Oh, it should be doing the heavy lifting for your business, especially like behind the scenes, or when you're sleeping, or when you're on vacation, or when you're away at summer camp. It should be doing all of those things for your business. But if it's not created in a very strategic and effective way with elevated branding across the board, and the messaging and the copy really says what you do and who you're for and calls those people in to work with you, it was a waste of your time.
Well, there's that.
And it doesn't do its
And
job.
it doesn't. And then people don't trust you. And that's what it is. By the way, intrusive thought, you were talking about colors and fonts, and I literally almost yelled out, mustard! Like, I'm Kendrick Lamar at summer camp, apparently. So sorry about that. But now it's out in the open. Okay, and then another, like, messaging mistake that's happening is there's just no clear storytelling strategy. And I will tell you that if you do not believe that you're a good storyteller, that's fine. That's a skill that you can hone. But your content, it lists features. But if it's never painting a picture for people of what transformation actually looks like, it's going to fall flat. So that's it. Like, look, think about it from this perspective. The hero in your stories needs to be your audience, not you. The problem is the thing that is the business. You know what? Example, my daughter's boyfriend. Last night we were in the car, and this was so funny, Corey. I forgot to tell you this. He was like, okay, I got a question. I was like, okay. And he was like, do you work? Like, do you actually work? I mean, I know you do stuff. And I was like, I do. I make money. I work. I have a job. And he was like, but like, I don't ever see it. So what do you do? I was like, cool. I got you. And so I started talking to him about it, like what it was. And he was like, he said, I want to start a business. But the thing is I just feel like everything that's you could start a business on, it's already been done. And I was like, well, that doesn't matter. Nobody does it like you do. And he said, well, I just need to come up. It's the hard part of like coming up with what a business is. And I said, no, you need a problem to solve. And he's like, yeah, but I got to be able to solve it differently. And I was like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
You really don't. In fact, I went to a talk today that was a really dynamic, amazing talk with some business leaders in my town. And it was the same stuff that you hear it, a lot of them. It's the same. If you ever read the Bible, ain't no news come out. No new news come out after that book. But it's all just people's different perspective. That's what makes the information feel different, even though it's the same. So anyway, whatever story you tell the audience, then make their problem the thing that you're solving. But that's the thing that's frustrating them, because guess what? In order to solve it, you got to be the guide to help them. And then your plan on how to help them is the offer. The success that they see is what's happening once they work with you. That's the story. That's what you're going to say.
Well, and story is universal. I mean, we know this. If you look at movies, Donald Miller taught us this a long time ago. Same with the story brand, framework that Melissa just went through. If you're not familiar with that, go dig in. But like he has always said from the time that we've, been following Donald, is that it's story is universal. When you look at TV shows, when you look at movies, when you look at books, they all follow a formulaic approach to telling the story.
Tom Cruise taught us all this with every Mission Impossible. James Bond taught us all this. It's all a formula.
It's all a formula. And so that's where the storytelling, when people are like, I'm not good at it's telling stories. And we're like, okay, but if we asked you to break these down, who are you talking to? Who is your ideal person? Like Melissa said, then what's the problem? What are they dealing with? And there are intrinsic problems. There are extrinsic problems. That's a word. Yes.
I don't know. Right. We can make it up. We're at camp.
I need more coffee this afternoon.
Look, I'm drinking a Celsius, and let me just tell you, when I pop a top on one of these, I feel like I'm drinking a Michelob Ultra. I don't know. I've never drank beer out of a can, but every time I open anything in a can, I'm like, it's a Budweiser. That's what it is.
So at summer camp, Melissa would be the one behind the cabin who was sneaking. You're not supposed to have a camp. I went to Bible church camp, and I was really excited to just get a Coke at the canteen. I'm just saying, like, Melissa in the back drinking Michelob Ultra. Smooching in the back behind the cabins.
Wow. Woo!
Or down at the boathouse before she got on the canoe. She popped up.
Depends on top. What church camp you went to. That's what I'm saying to you.
I mean,
okay, this is good.
Seen it all. Okay, so back to the problem. That could be a problem right there. There's a whole story framework that we could do with Melissa's camp adventures.
Ooh, this is good.
Okay,
this is good.
Okay. So the guide would be, how do we prevent Melissa from pumping Michelob Ultras at summer camp? I don't know.
Wow. Here we go.
Okay, we are far off track.
This went off the rails.
You get the point. So if you look at now, start looking at everything that you see. and see if you can pick apart the pieces of the story. Melissa and I can look at marketing campaigns. We can look at social media. We can look at websites. We can look at all that and start picking these pieces apart because we are trained with our eyes and our heart and our brain to see it and to recognize it and go, oh, that's really good. We actually send each other not only funny memes and like cat reels that are hilarious.
That's true.
Anyway, but we go back to, hey, did you see this? That was really powerful. Did you see that messaging? Ooh, they hit the mark on this. And so you can also get really good at it. And it's just knowing what components to start recognizing and then to pull those threads on your own brand, in your own messaging, in your own storytelling, in your business for how you uniquely solve problems and help very specific people and how you help guide them through a transformation that they're looking for.
I love that. Okay, so we've told you the what, and now we're going to tell you the how. But you know the drill. The how is in our email. So go to our show notes after you finish this episode and sign up to be on our email for camp business or for business reboot camp. Sorry, I had a stroke. And then we will send this to you. We're going to send it on Sunday, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about using the foundation of how you're storytelling and how to fix it all, just with one framework to get everything out there. And then we also want you to send us some camp confessionals. Send us some camp confessionals so that we can talk about those, any business things. It can be really funny. If you've got funny like business woes, tell us. I mean, don't make us cry. Like, we really want to laugh is what we're saying. Camp is where, this is the equivalent of you sending us a care package. I would love some Sour Patch watermelon. I would love some I'm trying to think of some other stuff. Don't send Takis; those give me heartburn. But my daughter would love those.
Some Cheez-Its. Well,
I can't. I got the glutens, but they're a lot. Just go to Thrive Market and hit gluten free. I'll take any of it. But send us those with your camp confessionals, and then know too that, like, just to kind of wrap this up, if your brand is not reflecting the powerhouse that you really are, we're here to help. This is a big deal, is having your brand voice, having your authentic brand voice, how you're talking to people, how you're loving people with your business, how you're showing up and getting people in the door. Book a one-day intensive with us. We are so excited to be able to offer these this summer. It's just a chance for you to do everything from kind of walk through what it'll look like to refresh your brand visuals and make your messaging aligned and magnetic and get people in the door of your business in a way that will set you up for the most dynamic fall. So there's that. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to connect. Don't forget to connect with us on the Business Reboot. My Budweiser got me. And you can do that on Instagram at Business Reboot or on our website at thebusinessreboot.com. And we'll be back next week with another episode from the Reboot Camp of the Business Reboot podcast.